It's 4:15 in the morning and the sun is rising behind the cloud. Hi, I'm Lee and this is Lily Rose. Happy summer solstice! To celebrate the season, we thought we'd share a story with you. This one is as old as time, but this is our version of it. So grab a cuppa and settle down for story time. Gather good and close, my friends, gather round the fire, for who knows how this tale will end, who knows what will transpire. Long, long ago, before the age of men, the world was in balance. The earth goddess was lush and green and full of life. And up in the sky above, the sun god shone down on her, giving his life energy with adoration. Although the sun god was sometimes very sad, because although he shone down on his love, the earth, he could not reach her, for he was up in the sky and she was down below. One day he decided that he could bear this no longer, and so he created the trees. For the trees have deep roots that caress the earth, but also reach up to the sky with their branches and connect with the sunshine. And therefore, trees connect the sky and the earth, the sun god and the earth goddess. From the trees, he picked two brothers to be guardians of the forest, oak and holly. And to them, he bestowed gifts, so that they would be kings. To oak, he gave him a crown of golden mistletoe that grew in his branches up high. And to holly, he gave evergreen leaves so that he may shelter other creatures all year round. The two brothers were alike in many respects. Both were strong and bold. However, they did have differences too. Oak was the younger of the two. He was taller and more supple and youthful. Holly was a little bit older and shorter, but he had stamina and steadfastness. And together they cared for all the other trees and the plants and the animals in the woodlands. And through this, they cared and loved for the earth goddess in their own way. As the days grew longer in the year, the earth goddess and the oak king in particular got closer and closer, and in secret they ended up getting married on Beltane or May Day. There was joyfulness and much merriment, and it seemed that all the woods was celebrating their union through flowers bursting into life and birds' song everywhere, and there was much rejoicing. Yeah, much rejoicing. And the days continued to lengthen and the nights continued to shorten. Yeah, can you see the sun? It's pretty cool. So the Oak King and the Earth Goddess continued to cavort for many weeks. Then one day, the Holly King discovered that they got married in secret and was enraged. That wasn't fair. The sun had created both Holly and Oak to be special friends with the goddess, not just Oak. And he went with a fiery temper to seek out his brother. And there he found him in the arms of the goddess, and he drew his spiky sword and they battled. Oak and holly battled through a day and a night, the longest day and the shortest night. And then on sunrise of the next day, Holly struck his brother a fatal blow, a mortal wound that pierced him. As soon as it happened, Holly realised what he'd done to his brother, and he took him in his arms and promised to look after the forest and the goddess. It took many weeks, but Oak's strength gradually got less and less. And as that happened, the days grew shorter and shorter, and the nights grew longer and longer, until eventually he died on Samhain, or Halloween. The goddess, she was so sad, the earth goddess, she withdrew into herself and became cold. It seemed as if all life had stopped. Holly kept his promise and continued caring for the land through these darker times, until on winter solstice, the seed that the Oak King left in the belly of the earth goddess sprung forth, and she gave birth to a son. And the Holly King recognised the son immediately as his brother, the Oak King, just younger and fresher and newer, and he rejoiced. And so the days continued to grow in length, and the cycle continues with every solstice, there being a changeover between the Oak King and the Holly King, and that continues forevermore. Do you have a favourite way of celebrating summer solstice? Let me know in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed this video, do give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel so you can join us in the woods again next time. And thanks for watching. Oak and Holly have a fight on summer solstice, the longest light. This time Holly wins, you see, so the cycle continues. So head to the trees.